Hello and welcome to the Tarkis Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today's video is going to be on the game Frozen Flame. And I just wanted to take a few minutes here to show you the roadmap. Now, if you've seen this picture before and you're a veteran player, then there's nothing that you're going to learn here new. I'm just going to be going over this for those people who haven't gotten the game or maybe just got the game or asking the question, gee, where's this game going? Because currently right now, to be honest, is the game state is really, for example, I was reading on Reddit, one person did the entire game up to Titan, killing Titan, and they did it in 21 minutes. That means they took the beginning area and ran the entire gauntlet in 21 minutes. And that's great. I mean, if you can complete an entire game in 21 minutes, you probably didn't get your money's worth. But what's nice about Frozen Flame is it's not just about the quests, and it's not just about getting the Titan and killing him. You've got building aspects. You've got social aspects, people working together to do stuff. And granted, there's many people right now that are like, well, I did my job all the way to Titan, and I don't really like building, and I really don't want to do any of the other stuff the game offers. I wanted to do PvP, and I want to be able to do the bosses. And they're saying to themselves, okay, what do I do now? And most of them have just gone to another game, and they're waiting for the next phase. And that's what this video is about. Let's talk about the next phase. They're calling their phases stage 1 Dragon's Grove, and I believe my mouse is going to work here. Yep. And then they've got stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. Now, I guess the important thing you want to know is, when is these updates coming out? When are we expecting more to the game than the 21-minute run through if you're hardcore? What they're coming up with here, and it's saying early December, so I'm assuming, within the next 7 to 15 days. I guess that would be my guess for the stage 1 update 1. And what they're saying here is we're going to get a winter island, we're going to get a Christmas event, we're going to get festive decorations, I imagine, for the buildings or the houses that people have made. So you'll have some new decorations. Emotion menu, to me, I never use that in any game I've ever played. I never care to do the ooh or the that's not me. I'm my guy. If I want to talk to someone, I'll just type in or talk to them on Discord. I'm not an emote guy. So that to me is whatever. So they're going to balance polishing, well, whatever that means. Are they going to take input? Well, actually, the devs have been very good about taking input through their Discord channel. You can actually give them thoughts. I know on the Steam forums you can also put what you think, and I've been reading both of those, and the devs have come forward to say, yeah, we are going to make that change. Yes, that makes sense, we're going to make that change. And so we're hoping to see those changes. One of the changes was like the chests. Right now you get the small chest that holds X amount, but then you can upgrade to the larger chest. But the problem with the larger chest, it holds less items than the smaller chests. And so basically I could put a small chest here, and I'm going to have the best amount of inventory, whereas the bigger chest takes the same amount of room as 2 chests, and if I put that, it's got less inventory. So I believe I read that the game developers are going to make the larger chest have larger slots. Now, you could make an argument that it has less slots in it, but it has a higher durability, but they didn't add enough durability to make it worth it. Now, if the smaller chests had 100 hit points, let's say, and yes, they hold 24, and the larger chest only holds 15, but it's got 3,000 hit points. At that point, yes, that would make sense that you would go with a larger box with less slots. So, you know, either way they went, either give us more slots for the larger box or give it an amazing amount of hit points. So it's going to take somebody 15, 20 minutes to open the sucker up. You know, that would be, I would prefer that. But, you know, we're moving on. Some more polishing, and then more polishing. So gamepad control polishing. So that's what we're expecting. So if you're looking for, it looks like a larger map or more to the map, there you go. They're going to add the winter lands. Now, update 2 is going to be late December. So you're looking at, you know, between, well, late December. I would say late December, you know, Christmas time, maybe after the 25th, maybe closer to January. And they're going to be coming out with a new biome, and it's called Dragon's Grove. So that's going to be some content right there. So you're looking in less than a month, you're going to get more content. You're going to get 2 double contents: the Winterland, and then the Dragon's Grove. And then they've got they've added to the campaign. So right now, you kill Titan, you're pretty much done. Now, for those people that don't realize, Titan doesn't drop anything. I get people ask that all the time. Oh, I killed Titan, he doesn't drop anything. Well, he gives you the loot chest. That's what you're getting. So you go up to the loot chest and loot the loot chest. The Titan doesn't drop anything, or I've never had him drop anything. And you can kill him over and over if you meet the requirements. So then they're going to have field bosses. That's going to be interesting. I'm assuming field bosses mean bosses in the world that are in specific locations where you can go to that location. He might have an hour respawn rate. You kill him. Hopefully the field boss has an amazing amount of hit points. So you have to have help. You know, if you did it by yourself, you'd be there like an hour. So you give them enough hit points where you got to get people to help. But what they also need to do is kind of make the loot player based, because I'm finding a lot of the monsters in the game, let's say I kill the monster and there's loot available, my friend goes up and loots it, I don't get any loot from it. I got the experience, but I didn't get any loot from it. So they got to make sure that the field bosses are not just dropping loot where some idiot just standing there, never helped at all, runs up, grabs it, and says, and then runs off. That's happened in games that I've played, and that can be very frustrating, where you just took 15 minutes to take a field boss down, and then, you know, Johnny Jerkhead runs up and grabs all the loot, and there's nothing for anyone else. All right, next thing on the thing is new NPCs, quests, and trade items. That makes sense. If they're creating an entire new biome, that makes sense that is going to happen. Iron weapons, that's going to be great, and iron armor. That means the stone buildings are going to be introduced, because currently right now, stone buildings of any sort are not available. So January, okay, that's not too far away. They're going to have new bosses, another Dragon Grove. It looks like they're adding stuff to it looks like they're adding stuff to the Dragon Grove. So you're getting the Dragon Grove in December. And in January, they're going to be adding new content to that grove. Then they got new weapons and combat potions. That will be nice. New weapons, meaning outside the weapons that we currently have got, because right now it's somewhat limited. So hopefully they do well on the that. I'm hoping also that they add something to the bow. I'm hoping that they add the energy bar to the bow. I think that deserves it. They could actually slack down the normal damage and add that special to the bow. I'd be all into that. Currently right now the bow is just, you shoot it, you've got no special. Okay, so now the next thing, new dragons and Grove Islands. So I imagine what they're doing is they're creating mini islands outside the Dragon Grove area, and there's going to be new dragons on it. What those dragons are they mini bosses? Are they NPCs that ask you to go get things? Are they friendly dragons? Or are they mounts? Because I know the mounts will be added. Yeah, instead we'll get there. So the next thing is February, which is not that far away. We got update 4, new island type, Cursed Islands. That sounds interesting. New enemy types. Obviously, you're in a new biome, really. and new buildings and decorations. So if you're a builder in this game, there you go. 2 months away from getting more decorative stuff to your buildings. Then they got new quests, enchanting mechanics, new workstation and items. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a big update if they're going to allow you to enchant items, and then they're going to have different workstations obviously around that enchanting, and then they're adding items in addition. So I imagine those items are the components you need to enchant items, would be my guess there. And then musical instruments. That's going to be interesting. And now we're going to future stages. I mean, I imagine the stage 1 Dragon's Grove is set in stone. They're going to do that. So stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4 of the future stages is what they're looking at down the pike. And it looks like that's probably going to be March or April before we're going to see these, but we're going to talk about them. The new game mode survival, that's what people are waiting for. That's why they want the game. They want to be able to have the hardcore survival mode with the PvP aspect. And I'm going to assume that that's not campaign mode. So that I'm going to think that that's going to be an entirely different map or biome where you can go to, and then it's PvP survival mode. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, maybe it's just the campaign maps without the campaign in it that they're making PvP survival. You know, that would be okay, I guess. But it would be nice if they had this huge survival map, PvP, and because they're going to be introducing mounts during this. So you would think that they need to make the world bigger if you're going to be adding mounts. So I'm thinking and hoping that it's just some huge map that people can build on and they get their mounts. And then they're going to have new weapons, and then they're going to have the official public servers. So you're looking March, April, public servers. That means they'll show up in a list. You'll be able to go into them, and they're going to hold up to 50 people. Now, my thoughts are that's the bare minimum, 50 people, 50 players, whereas, you know, they might be able to open some up once they see the performance, open up to 100 players. That would be nice. New weapons, mounts, trading post. So I'm hoping that if I make an item, an enchanted item in the game, and I put it on the trading post, I'll be able to sell it with the in-game gold. That would be what I'd be looking for. And then new player abilities. So I'm assuming that they're adding to just that one and done thing that each weapon has. When you get the energy to where you need to have it, the combat energy, you just do a special. So this sounds like this new player abilities might be additional what the weapon might do, but it also could also mean that the tree opens up, your talent tree gets added to. So if you're 40th level, you have access to new player abilities. That might be what they mean there too. Who knows? It could be weapons and it could be the talent tree. Stage 3, Ghost Woods. A new biome, Ghost Woods, the new boss, main campaign, Chapter 3. That's the campaign, Chapter 3. New NPCs and quests, great. And then you're looking at other weapons and armor. So it's the next stage of weapons and armor. And then stage 4, the Ice Citadel. I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that right. So it's the frozen lands, new boss, new weapons, new locations, and a final boss, Faceless. So it looks like they've got a pretty good roadmap if they stick to it. And I'm hoping that when they release these one at a time, that there's enough time in between each one to fix any bugs that they might create when they dump the content. Because any game that you buy, it's not going to be 100% perfect. And then when they do a major update, some things can get broken or some things can lag the system down where the server gets a lot of lag because of the new stuff. So I'm hoping that there's enough time in between the updates where they can fix whatever might be broken in the update that they just released. But there it is for you folks. That's the roadmap. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that those people who have played the game and then have gone off to go play V Rising or Valheim, it will come back to play the game when these stages get released. Well, thank you for joining me.